Chopra and Marianne Williamson are joining me live from Denver and L.A., and also in L.A., along with Marianne there, one of my favorite pastors, the Reverend Art Cribbs of the San Marino United Church of Christ. It's great to have all three of you this morning. My favorite topic. All right, we've got
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to make sure we've got comms with all three of you. I know we were having some issues. You know what? I want to get all of you to respond to this first question because it's the one that had us all talking, and we were pretty surprised about the fact that those who scored highest were atheists and agnostics. Does that surprise you, Deepak?
No, it does not. I think atheists are looking harder for answers, and the devout are usually close-minded. Fervent belief is a cover-up for insecurity. And you see all the problems that arise are from fervent believers who we call fundamentalists. I think the survey sounds like counterintuitive, but it isn't. If you go deeper, it says nothing about value judgments. You know, who feels closer to God? Who embodies divine attributes like love, compassion, goodness, truth, equanimity, peace of mind? Who despairs over death? So there's a difference between religious experience and religious knowledge.
You know, Marianne, the head of the American Atheist, Dave Silverman, actually said that he just gave his daughter a Bible, and that's how you make atheists. What do you think about the fact that agnostics and atheists actually knew more than those that claim a religion and say that they're very faithful and knowledgeable about what they believe?
You know, there's a line in A Course in Miracles that says, many conspire with God who do not yet believe in him. I think what Deepak was saying is so important, that the religious experience is what matters. And so if a person has love in their heart, they're serving God whether they quote-unquote believe in God or not. So when we make the conversation about the religious experience, which is not about dogma, which is not about doctrine, which is not about my club versus your club, but about the way we live our lives in humility, in an effort to forgive and live peacefully. I've known people who call themselves atheists, certainly people who consider themselves agnostics, which, you know, an agnostic is someone who's just open to exactly what it is. I think that that's the religious experience, and that's where the conversation is moving now, not to all of the external issues, but to the internal issues of the heart. And if an atheist is a loving person, I think that that's what God cares about.
Reverend Cribbs, Jews and Mormons, other top scorers here in this study. Mormons showing more knowledge than evangelicals on the Bible and Christianity. Does that surprise you?
Not at all. I'm working with a wonderful friend of mine, Douglas Hunter, here in Los Angeles on a project. He is Mormon, and when I go to his home, he is studying the Bible with his very small children, he and his wife. And so I don't know how representative Douglas is of other Mormons, but I was excited to see him doing that, and perhaps many of us could learn from that. What is fascinating, though, and I heard John Roberts earlier talk about maybe this is a way we can have more debates. Both the Quran and the Bible tell us not to debate, not to have arguments, for example, over religion. I find it fascinating that those of us who practice our faith know so little about it. Maybe that's a pretty good thing. Maybe there's just kind of learning how to experience life and love among many people. I would wish, though, we could do more comparisons of understanding how our faiths are so interwoven, how closely aligned we are in terms of the values, the traditions, as opposed to thinking my way is the only way.
Yeah, and Deepak, you've addressed that a number of times about the fact that we really are so much alike in many different ways. Do you want to respond to that?
Kira, there are three principles that are common and unifying in all religious experience. Number one, transcendence, a realm that Christians call the kingdom of heaven, other people call nirvana, but a realm that is beyond space-time, that is eternal. Number two, the interconnectedness of life and being. And number three, the values that emerge from that. Platonic ideals like truth, goodness, beauty, harmony, and divine qualities like loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. These are the three principles in every religion. So this is where we should look, and this is what religious experience is. Otherwise, the Bible becomes cultural mythology, as does the Quran, as does any other religious literature. You have to go a little deeper.
So let me ask you this, okay, going deeper. Well, Marianne, what do you think? Is it more important to have knowledge or faith?
Well, I think that they're both important. Obviously, faith, the issue of real faith, the word itself, is more than just belief. It's experience. That's what matters. Our experience of love for each other, our experience of a sense of forgiveness and a sense of humility and a sense of peacemaking. That's beyond belief, and that's beyond what we normally think of as faith. Faith, the power of faith has to do with faith that there is a higher power that can do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Faith that love will heal all things. Faith in other people. I think that God is not just looking to us to have faith in Him. The experience of God is having faith in other people. I think where the issue of ignorance versus education is so important is because, as the other two gentlemen have been speaking, that which we are ignorant of, we are more likely to fear. And in today's world, it's so important that we see our common humanity. And in seeing the common values, the spiritual values that are universal to all the religions, you are then less likely to judge a person of another religion